Hi, this is Paul Levis from nicheology.com, and the second biggest response on my recent survey was that people wanted to know how to make $100 a day online. And I'm going to give you a lot of different posts over the coming months to give you different ways to make $100 a day. There's not just one way. But what we want to begin with is some simple market math to make sure that you've got a solid foundation so that you can get started right. So, obviously, $100 a day on average, $3,000 a month. You could sell a product for $1 3,000 times, or you could sell one product for $3,000 one time. Now, often you'll hear something like, it's just as easy to sell a $3,000 product as it is a $1 product. Well, it's not true, especially it depends on the market. Some markets have $3,000 and some markets don't. So it's not just as easy. You have to know the market math. How much money is in your current market? And once you know that, then you can start to plan accordingly. So in some of my markets, I know that my threshold is around $10. So I know that I've got to sell 300 units a month to get to that 3,000. In other markets, I know that it's closer to $30. Well, I've only got to sell 100 of those. But it's determined by the market. Exactly how much the market has to spend and how much they will spend. Now, every market as well has layers. You've got those in the market, and the largest part of your market is going to be cheaper and going to have less money. Part of that's forced and part of that's mindset. And so you've got a large amount of your market that can do a lower priced level, but you still got to convince them to buy. Then you've got a middle area of your market that's going to be in that, say, $50 to $500 range. And this is a lot smaller than that lower market. So you've got a little bit of a wedge in there. And then you've got an upper market that's very thin. They can't really afford compared to, or actually they can't afford. They're more the luxury market. They can afford things that these other folks can't afford at all. And there's a little bit of a pride issue there. So they like to be able to afford that. So let's say, for example, that I'm wanting to help people get started, not with a business online, but to take their business online. And so it's a mom and pop operation. And it's just a guy and his wife, and they own a little retail store, and they get by every month, but they just don't have a boatload of money. So if I go in to do a web design for them and a marketing campaign for them, they might have $500 to scrape together and spend on that. Whereas if I'm working with a company that has, say, 10 employees, and I go in and present exactly the same information, I'll be able to sell that same package to them for $5,000. Why? Because access to resources is different, and their ability to leverage the resources is different. The mom and pop operation, even with a great website and a great marketing campaign, is going to increase their profits, but they're not going to multiply their business unless they've got that as part of their business plan. Whereas the business that has an extra $5,000 just sitting around, and they know their customers, and they're looking to expand rapidly, they know that that $5,000 is going to turn into $100,000. And so the investment is next to nothing. That's market math. Understand your market first before you try to get to that $100 a day. Often what we're looking for is that quick answer. All right, Paul says that if I do X, Y, and Z, I'm going to make $100 a day. It's impossible to predict unless you know the market. And once you know your market, then you can move in to $100 a day. Next time, what I'm going to show you how to do is make $100 a day with a very simple membership site model. See you in the next video.